Hey, Jamie here. Let's do a good head nodding. Why head nods? Where your eyes go, your body follows. If you're turning around, if your neck is stiff and limited, you won't move so well. The rest of your body won't move as well because of the limitation, the handbrake being pulled on by the noggin and all those tight muscles around the neck. And we spend the day, as we all know, with our head forward, dropping, in all these kind of irregular, unnatural postures. We make it part of our natural day-to-day living, but that does not mean it's good. A little bit of practice of corrective, restorative head movement can counter a little bit of those practices, but it doesn't go as far as working on maintaining better posture at work. Just by being mindful of our head positioning, keeping your chin tucked in. I'm not here to nag you about how you work. Let's do some restorative neck movements. We'll start standing, and then we'll go to the floor and look at some other options. If you train here, you're familiar with these. The first three we'll look at, which start, number one, with looking up and down. Really important that you lead the movement with your eyes. As I said a minute ago, where your eyes go, your body follows. I'm looking up, 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 then tucking my chin into my neck to look down to the floor. You might only do 5 of those, and that's enough to feel better. You might even feel, when you do that, you might feel radiated tension go down the middle of your back and lower back, which really demonstrates how important this is for other parts of your body as well. Over the shoulder. I like to keep the hands behind the lower back to encourage better shoulder positioning. And I'm just looking, none of these movements are taken to the point of pain or discomfort. A little bit of a stretch sensation is fine. You're still leading with the eyes. So quite a regular movement. Next one, often a bit more tight. I'm listening to whatever's above you, the decking, the ceiling. I'm trying to keep my chin relatively static, so I'm not doing a Ray Charles, Stevie Wonder. I'm pivoting. You can rest your chin on your fingertip to encourage a very linear movement up. It's like I'm being pulled up by my ear rather than putting my ear to my shoulder and taking my ear away from my shoulder. Okay, before we hit the floor, let's do another couple of options. Yes, forward hanging posture is not good, but as part of a practice to manipulate those muscles to encourage them to move better, you can practice a little bit of forward head traction. Protraction or retraction. Not painful. Just move forward and back. It can be more of a strength movement, maybe getting the muscles doing what they're meant to be doing. So a lot of restoration isn't just stretching what's tight, it's also switching on muscles that need to be switched on. When you're doing this, imagine too, you're balancing a cup of really hot coffee on top of your head. Okay. Steps forward and back, side to side. Here's the easiest way of practicing this. Put your hands, we're not doing a Madonna Vogue thing, put your hands either side of your ears and try to take your ear or your cheekbone to your hand. So I'm not just doing this, I move my head, maintaining its position, so level. That can be quite tricky because we all have our own perception of movement. So there might be a little bit of tilting. Take the hands away and try to maintain the same. Now what if you combined that with the protraction to the side, retraction? What if you try to do a circle with your head, keeping your head totally upright? And go the other way. So you're listening to the front, to the side, to the back. We're not encouraging too much upper back movement. That's not a bad thing, but today we're focusing on the neck itself. So there's those circles. Your shoulders will move a little bit, you can see that. Cool. We're taking it to the floor. We try and do it on the hands and knees. Now, all of a sudden, the neck muscles have to hold the weight of the head to do somewhat similar movements. So sitting back wherever it's comfortable, looking up to the ceiling, tucking the chin into the neck. Watch you're not slouching in between your shoulders. Keep a nice tall position. And look up, look down, chin tucked in. From there, you can continue by looking over your shoulder. That's an important point, but trying to look over the shoulder. So it's a bit of mobility, strength work for the neck. We call this find your feet. So you're trying to look over your shoulder to find your foot. We're not moving the hips out of the way to see the foot. We're moving everything above the hips. So this is your neck and all the muscles that go down, middle of your back, side of your back. As you mentioned, the whole time you're doing these, keep your breathing in the nose and out the nose, unless you're talking at the same time. And lead with the eyes. Cool, it's good to go one stage further to those two movements. Oh, I'm getting out of camera shot here. So I just about to see the lying. We do a small angle. There we go. Lying in the stomach, the TV position. I spend most of my evenings rested like this in front of the TV because sitting causes me some issues with my hip. Lots of hip problems. I'm not perfect. Look up, look down. So keep a tall posture. Now if this is really uncomfortable on the front of your hips or your lower back, you could rest on the forearms. And again, you can include the find your feet. Okay, a small handful of restorative neck or head nods, mobility movements for your neck. You could, as a little experiment, start with doing a toe touch. Doing all those head nods, do your toe touch again to see, has there been any improvement by just moving your head? A toe touch, what I mean by a toe touch, I fit it together, I slide my hands down my thighs, and as soon as I get that first feeling of a stretch starting, I stop. I'm not looking for a maximum, I'm looking for where's the first point. My nerves and muscles tell me, oh, I'm starting to stretch. Then do your head nods, do that again to see, has there been any improvements? I've seen some people get drastic improvements in their toe touch by just working on releasing the neck. Where the eyes go, the bodies follow. That's it. Also within your head is your vestibular system, what controls your balance, your GPS, as well as your gyroscope for keeping up and keeping down and side to side. It tells you where you are. So if you are doing sport or other activities and you find yourself losing your balance and you have got a stiff neck, maybe loosening up some of those things and getting it stronger can help. So one final movement that can help with the stabilization of the head and getting all the right kind of signals to your vestibular system, your inner ear organs that control your balance, is seated reset, the very last one here. I'm sitting in the V-sit, just about to see my legs here, you get the idea. This can be quite a tricky posture for a lot of people who've got tight hamstrings and glute muscles. You could support yourself with your hands back behind you, but what we're looking to do is not just stretch the hamstrings, we're looking to move from side to side, keeping, yet again, the head totally upright. If you need to use your hands to give some support, if you need to bend the legs a little bit, that's fine too. You use your hands anywhere, just make it comfortable, move side to side, keeping your head upright. What if you begin to travel forward and back? Like the standing movement we did a few minutes ago where you keep your head totally upright as you move around in little circles. So some of your restorative head movements will come from very linear movements, the forward, back, side to side, up and down. But then we also have these circular movements too. Which add a lot of strength to the little muscles of the base of the skull going into the spine. I also send all the right signals to your balance central. Cool. I'm going to leave it there before this video gets much longer and nobody wants to watch a long video. Thanks for watching. Any feedback, any concerns, any questions, just ask. I like answering questions. Enjoy your day.